think about this. If you want to think about something, everything in the universe functions flawlessly and on time and beautifully, all without thinking. All without thinking. So it's getting near the end of the summer now. We see some of the flowers, you know, fading and some leaves starting to fall a little bit, right? No thinking required. Soon the trees will change color here in this part of the world anyway. The trees will start to change color, all without thinking. Soon the snow will fall just in time, perfectly. Each snowflake different from the other, all without thinking. And it goes like this around and around. The dog barks without thinking. The cat meows without thinking. A lemon tree makes a lemon, not a cherry, without thinking. So we human beings, we have this thinking capacity, and it's good. You know, it creates Zoom. We wouldn't be talking here if somebody didn't think about this. So we do a lot of cool things with our thinking. But then when we're done with it, we don't have to keep thinking. That's our problem. Thinking time, only think, right? When you're done with thinking and it's time to drink your water, then only drink. But what do? We drink our water and we can't even taste it because we're thinking about something else. And that's our problem. So it's not that thinking is not good or bad. It's empty like everything else. There's seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, feeling. They're all empty. So as long as we don't hold on to them, we can learn from all of them. Okay, we're just like overdoing it on the thinking side to the point where we cannot see, we cannot hear, we cannot smell. And my favorite example of this that I think most people can relate to because it's so interesting to me is when you're driving in your car. And when you're driving in your car and you have a radio on, let's say there's a news station going. So our ears can hear, right? And let's say this news station's going, but you're thinking about something else. And then you suddenly get to that red light and you realize, I didn't hear any of it. Isn't that fascinating? My ears work. It was pretty loud, but because my consciousness was already full with something else, no sound came in, so I didn't hear what they said. I find that to be fascinating. And I think we go through life like that, and sometimes we don't see. This is something that happened to us recently. So we had a guy, he came to the house here. So we're down here on Cape Cod, and he came to the house to do something for the yard. And he looks over at me and he goes, you know, you ought to do something about that cherry tree right there. And it's really a big tree, like it's huge. And we've lived in this house for 12 years. And I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, well, it's dead. So I look over and there's this giant tree in my own yard that's dead. I never noticed it. And neither had my husband. And I like stuff like that. We don't see everything. We don't hear everything. We're not clear sometimes. And it was shocking to me once he pointed it out to me that I hadn't noticed it. It's a pretty good sized tree. I mean, it's a little bit off on the edge, but still. How do you not see that in your own yard? It's mind-boggling. Why? Because I was probably thinking about something else every time I walk past it. So that's how it is with thinking.